Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the new book. It's called The Fourth Transformation. Yeah, this is a pretty cool book, and it talks about our history of the communication. The first step of our communication was back in 1970s when people started to use Microsoft DOS, to kind of started to communicate with computers. Yeah, I remember that probably when I was in high school. Yeah, we use type kind of like a DOS or chat rooms to kind of started to communicate with each other. Then let's move to the second stage. Back in 1984, Macintosh start Apple introduced the Macintosh in 1984, and so GUI, which means the graphic, kind of like a graphic interface. So before we use a lot of coding, or we use DOS mode to do the computer, to work with computer. But right now we kind of with use a lot of interface, thanks to Apple introduce those graphic interface. So we started to use more like the interface we use today right now to communicate with the computer. And the third transformation comes in 2007 with the iPhone, followed by Android phones. Cause yeah, right now we use more like a touch based. For example, like we open our phone and we start to press like a button and scroll down, scroll up, slide, swipe. We have a lot of interface gestures, uh, all touch based. So it's also like a personal computer you can carry anywhere. Now it comes to the fourth transformation. The fourth transformation is the we move the technology from what we carry to what we wear. So it's more like a wearable device. The user interface will move from like a flat 2D screen to the computer generate images that you can actually interact with, instead of using your fingers to kind of scroll down, scroll up, swipe right, swipe left. You can have more uh, like a different nature um, interface with the computer generate images. For example, you can use your voice recognition, voice control, and you can use your eye contact, and you can also use your gesture, body gestures, and or a lot of like a different gesture or movement that human will do naturally inside an environment. So that's our topic today, the fourth transformation. Yeah, and in this book, it predicts that by 2020, we will ignite the tsunami of adoption. For example, people will start buying those like a VR or MR equipment for just for single purpose. For example, like for entertainment or your game or medical assistance, or you there are a lot of reasons you might need like a mixed reality glasses, for example, for training or for other purpose. But by 2025, people will spend far more time with the smart glasses, and the smart business will have shifted their efforts from aging mobile apps. Yeah, mobile right now becomes like a more outdated because everyone using more like smart glasses to more innovative MR applications. So this is the prediction of a book. We all know that sometimes the prediction is not really accurate. Depends on um, like the technology or people willing to change or some other types of fact. Yeah, but we can see yeah, the trend. Yeah, okay. So as for force transformation, we can see some facts. For example, you can manipulate the computer generate images in your FOV, which is field of views. Yeah, so you can wear smart glasses and you can start interact with the computer generate images. And the computer and graphic process units, power supply, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth connects well inside your glass frame. So I saw a diagram before I saw a diagram of a hologram. Uh, there's like a speaker somewhere here and camera, and then the sound and the speakers. It's all inside one headset. So um, it's amazing that you wear a computer. Yeah, just yeah, you wear a computer. Yeah, it's just crazy. So your glass, yeah. So and then the fourth one will be your glass will conduct a transaction either automatically by gesture, by voice command, or eye movements. So in the future, our UX principle will change according to our nature, body gesture, or like our conversation. UI, it's like our daily language or conversation will become the UI in the future. So it's very cool. Yeah, and 360 sounds will increase the immersive experience. And then we are going to talk something pretty cool, which is called a point cloud. Point cloud takes sets of data and convert them into visible visual object. Over time, they were getting faster and convert data into 3D images that precisely render the relationship between you and the objects that surround you, which means that you have a camera in front of your like a HoloLens or your glass. You have a camera, and the camera shoots around your environment and going back to the point cloud, and the point cloud sent back to, for example, if you have designed some dinosaurs, that will drag the dinosaurs and start kind of like putting the dinosaurs somewhere inside the space. Integrate with AI because AI will learn which object, for example, sofa. AI will know that on the surface of sofa is good place for placing the dinosaur, or on the surface of the table is a good place to put the dinosaurs. So AI will start learning that which place is a good place to place my 3D object or HoloLens. Um, yeah, so it will integrate with spatial computing. Computers can learn the contextual implication of the location and the relationships of the objects to each other through point clouds. So point clouds, spatial computing, and AI will be integrated pretty well, yeah, in the future. And the other one is called visual web. Visual web is a really pretty cool, innovative, future commercial or marketing branding um, types of technology, which means that everything will be visual. There's almost zero language. For example, you look at my video and you are wondering that, what types of clothes Dominic's wearing. Yeah, and you wanna buy my T-shirt or my shirts. So you just kind of like a pointed my T-shirt, and there will be some like images, either the like a shop. So you can click whether you wanna buy my T-shirt or not, or I'm selling something where I'm talking, and then there will be some like images pop in front of you, so you can click or touch and you can buy it. So like a lot of people, for example, right now I just saw the news. Snapchat is going to launch a search called Ego, and you can basically look browsing through people's pictures, and you can click or kind of use visual camera or image cameras to know oh what's the what types of product is that, and if you want to purchase, you can do the in-app purchase. So visual web is a kind of a concept which people thinks that language, because some people cannot speak English, some people cannot speak Chinese. If they wanna to purchase some stuff um, in another country, that might be a problem. So if everything becomes image, then you can just see it and you can purchase it without any words, any languages. So we have a universal language, which is all image. So it's called visual web. And in this book, it has an example. It's called Bleeper app. Bleeper app, if you can go to my article and click to the website, it's in number 9, the fact number 9. And I think the title is very interesting. It's called When AR Meets AI. So it has car recognition. For example, if you use your phone and point to the car, it will tell you how much is the car or what's the brand of the car, and you can purchase online. Or you can do the facial recognition. For example, if you pointed to somebody and somebody happens to be a celebrity or your friends or something, so it will show like the information online or either in your personal data about the person's name, person's whatever the computer can get. You will see the person's information, which is kind of a little bit dangerous. I don't know. Yeah. And object, for example, if you pointed your camera to a strawberry, and you can see the text next to the strawberry inside a circle and says strawberry. And next to strawberry, if you put like some other stuff like your pencil box, and you will see like language like English, like pencil box. So it's kind of like a learning, education, or branding. For example, like you can even use logo recognitions. For example, like if I don't really know what's the brand of it, it's kind of a logo in a really cool bag, and I don't know what brand is that, and I want to do more search, so I can point it to the logo and start using the image camera and knowing all the information augmented on your smartphone or your app. So visual web will be really, really powerful in the future, because without language, we can directly use AI or augmented reality to start learning or start shopping or start kind of recognizing stuff without any additional steps, such as like a reading or words, anything. You just point it and you will get all the informations you need in the future. Yeah, so yeah, this is probably today's kind of like a today's tutorial or lessons for this new book. And I think there are so many cool stuff in the book. And last week I got some feedbacks about my videos, which people wants to see the process or how to make virtual reality VR and AMR, maybe AR. They want to see how to make it, and yeah, they want to see like more detail because I saw one of the comments on my YouTube channel. I'm glad people like said appreciate that, and he left a message which he wants to know more about the process, how I make it, and how many steps, what types of tools I'm using. So I can tell you that right now I'm doing Maya. So if you wanna learn or start producing your own mixed reality or virtual reality or augmented reality, first thing is to learn 3D software. That's yeah. And the second thing is to learn coding, which is C sharp. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be master of it. There are so many plugins out there, but you need to know how to copy and paste other people's code and revise and customize it. So, for the 3D part, it's like you can make kind of like going to right now I go to some different tutorials and learn 3D objects so I can upload to the cloud and drag and drop to the real environment. And later on, I will start building some different models and put inside Unity and write some code. Yeah, and then make it interactive. And there are so many plugins in VR, and I bought some books and subscribe some online classes about it. So I mean, like right now, I am more like study books while practicing my skills. So I think books is easier and faster. I would say, for me, for the show, so we can have like a basic concept about like what's going on and why we are doing this, and if there is no future, then why we are doing this, right? So we know a little bit of theories, and we know how to apply, and we know a little bit of history, and we kind of know the direction or the future of the technology. Then little by little, I think later on I will start to do a small demo about like I think AR is the probably the starting point because AR I only need to buy iPad. Yeah, and I think iPad is probably the cheapest among virtual reality like HTC Vive. I saw the second generation. It's probably like more than 1,000, probably 1,500 around just per um, headset. And then the HoloLens, it seems like a magic leap is going to kind of like I need to pre-order it, and they are debating about the price. It's either between it's kind of like between 1,500 to 2,000. Like they are trying to make the price at that range. So I think we can probably start it augmented reality and start making things and in virtual reality. I think maybe virtual reality, augmented reality, I can switch back and forth and start building stuff, and then later on mixed reality. It's pretty cool, but we need to get the $3,000 perfect Microsoft like a HoloLens. So yeah, thank you for watching and thanks for the feedback. Hopefully, by next, I think probably after a few weeks, I can start doing some small demos in probably let's say I think VR is cool though. Let's do VR. Yeah. Okay. So as for recently I'm thinking about making a pretty cool project called SpaceX. Like SpaceX, the conceptual app, because I did some research about SpaceX and I didn't see any like cool apps. For example, like if I wanna book a rocket, like a trip to Mars, then what should I do? I mean, right now it's so expensive. Probably you need to kind of talk to Elon Musk in person and kind of become friends, and so you can spend like $20 million and just to book a trip, something like that. But maybe in the future when everything becomes cheaper, for example, you can spend 10K for a trip. I mean, I think a lot of people might afford 10K for a trip to Mars for probably 2 days. Yeah, I mean, that's affordable for a lot of people. So I'm thinking about when maybe in the future that when it becomes cheaper, then we can uh, like they can start thinking about making app. But I mean, in the future, maybe mobile phone will be gone. So what's the point of making an app, right? So I'm still debating like, wow. So are you like maybe everything becomes an experience rather than a 2D media like a phone or iPad. So I'm still studying like some rocket stuff and some SpaceX and some Mars, some space, some cool stuff, so I can design a better experience. So right now we can start this book and then talk more, and later on I might introduce like a nature interface, like the more like a UX principles for the next generation. For example, like HoloLens, compared to the current like app UX UI, it's so different. You can use voice control, voice command. You can integrate with the 3D object, and you can use gesture. You can use eye movement. Everything is totally different from the current UX UI we learned. And yeah, so there's you another new guideline which is called nature user interface. Use your body, use your eye movement, use your voice, use everything. Uh, Treat yourself as a controller. So I think we might need to have some episodes talking about those, and then we can start jumping into like let's say VR project. Yeah, I think VR is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I like AR. It's just AR is just so small, and you need to see everything through a 2D pad. And VR is like, oh wow, you can explore everything in 3D space. I know some people might think, oh, I don't like to wear a bulky stuff here and kind of get me sick, but I think VR is pretty cool. Yeah, and we can maybe make some games. Yeah.